Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Concept. Today we begin one of the most important chapters in world history, the French Revolution. This revolution, which began in 1789, changed not just France, but the entire world. It introduced new ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity, and became the foundation of modern democracy. As we explore this chapter, try to imagine what life was like in 18th century France. A society divided, unequal, and ready for change. Let's first look at the roadmap of this chapter. We'll begin by understanding how French society was organized before 1789, under the rule of King Louis XVI. Then, we'll see how economic crisis, social injustice, and new political ideas led to revolution. We'll trace the events that transformed France into a constitutional monarchy, the violence of the Reign of Terror, and finally, how Napoleon rose from the chaos. By the end, we'll see how the revolution changed the meaning of citizenship and rights forever. Before 1789, France was ruled by an absolute monarch, King Louis XVI. Society was divided into three estates. The first estate consisted of the clergy, priests and church officials who enjoyed great privileges. The second estate was the nobility, wealthy landowners who paid almost no taxes. The third estate, which made up nearly 90% of the population, included peasants, workers, and the middle class, or bourgeoisie. They bore the entire tax burden, but had no political rights. This deep inequality caused anger and resentment across France. By the late 18th century, France was in serious financial trouble. Years of costly wars, including France's support for the American Revolution, had drained the treasury. To make matters worse, poor harvests led to food shortages and rising bread prices, the staple food for most people. While the common people suffered, the royal family continued its extravagant lifestyle at the Palace of Versailles. Taxes were increased, but only the poor paid them. This growing inequality made the people restless and angry. Around this time, new ideas were spreading across Europe. Philosophers such as Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Voltaire, and Montesquieu began to challenge the old order. Rousseau spoke about the social contract, that government should exist only by the consent of the people. Voltaire attacked injustice and the church's control over thought. Montesquieu argued for separation of powers between the legislature, executive, and judiciary. Their ideas inspired people to question the divine right of kings and demand equality and rights. In May 1789, King Louis XVI called a meeting of the Estates General to discuss new taxes. This was the first such meeting in 175 years. The Third Estate demanded equal voting rights, one vote per person, not per estate. When the king refused, they walked out and declared themselves the National Assembly, vowing to draft a new constitution. This came to be known as the Tennis Court Oath. Soon after, on July 14, 1789, angry Parisians stormed the Bastille, a royal prison and symbol of oppression. This event marked the beginning of the French Revolution. The revolutionaries began drafting a new constitution to limit the king's powers. In 1791, the Constitution of France was completed. It established a constitutional monarchy, where the king had to share power with the National Assembly. The feudal system was abolished, no more special privileges for clergy or nobles. And the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen proclaimed liberty, equality, and fraternity as the rights of all citizens. It was a moment of hope, but soon, events would take a darker turn. After the king tried to flee the country, the monarchy was abolished, and France was declared a republic. But soon, power fell into the hands of a radical leader, Maximilien Robespierre. He ruled through fear, a period now known as the Reign of Terror. Anyone suspected of opposing the revolution was arrested and executed by guillotine, including King Louis XVI and Queen Marie Antoinette. Although Robespierre wanted to build a republic of virtue, his harsh methods created fear, even among revolutionaries. In 1794, he was overthrown and executed. After years of violence and instability, people were desperate for strong leadership. In 1799, a brilliant military general named Napoleon Bonaparte seized power.
He promised stability and reform. Napoleon introduced a uniform system of laws, the Napoleonic Code, improved education, and strengthened administration. But soon, his ambition grew. In 1804, he crowned himself Emperor of France. Although he expanded French power across Europe, his wars brought great destruction, leading to his eventual downfall. The French Revolution left a lasting legacy. It destroyed feudal privileges and established equality before law. Its ideas of liberty and fraternity inspired revolutions across Europe and Latin America. The revolution also gave rise to modern nationalism, the belief that people, not kings, should rule themselves. And the Declaration of Rights became the basis of modern constitutions around the world. The French Revolution truly changed how people understood freedom and justice. Before we finish, let's look at some key terms. Estate refers to the social classes in pre-revolutionary France. Tithe, a tax paid to the church. Bourgeoisie, the middle class of merchants and professionals. Reign of Terror, the period of Robespierre's dictatorship. Guillotine, the machine used for executions. And finally, Republic, a system of government where power rests with elected representatives. Understanding these terms will help you make sense of the revolutionary ideas that shaped our modern world and destroy societies. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed our journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel for more videos.